Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your November 2015 tarot card read. My name is Dee, and I'll be presenting this to you today. First off, thank you for coming by. I appreciate the fact that you've happened upon my site and that even though this is a general read, this is still for quite a few of you, though it may not resonate with some of you. So keep that in mind. Pull out of it what you need to hear because some of this does apply to everybody. All right. When I do my reads for the month, I do one card per each week. And since November has a few days into the 5th week, I went ahead and pulled 5 cards. Then I pull a card for overall, which is the tone of the month. And then I have an oracle card that I pull for you guys that will either help you or solidify the read that we have right there for you. So let's begin. The first card that you got for overall is called the Page of, or the Mime, Page of Spirals. Now, if you look at the Page of Spirals, she's got kind of her own unique style. She walks around, wears this kind of stuff, doesn't really care. She knows who she is. She doesn't need anybody's approval. She's going to go after this and do and wear and be who she wants to be. So I think for you guys, this is a good card to have for the month, to set the tone for the month. Because you guys need to be uniquely you. Wear what you want. Go where you want. Be the person that you are. Don't let other people tell you who you are, because you guys are wonderful beings. Also, the Mime will take you through a journey to work on your emotions and past experiences and kind of give you a perspective on them, where you're able to sit back and watch and learn and let things kind of roll off your back. You guys are going to be hit with some family situations this month, some friend situations. I think with you guys, it's more about self and family this month. I don't really see a lot of work in it, but work environment. But I think that it's more about family for you guys. So be like the Mime, be yourself, be unique, be that person that you are, and kind of sit back and watch the things happen around you. For the first week, you have the Two of Scrolls. Now, the Two of Scrolls talks about facing difficult choices and trusting your instincts. Just like there's a winged magical unicorn on here, and it's definitely being a fantasy, this is kind of how you guys are going to have to think this week. You have to be able to think outside the box. You have some stuff coming at you and you need to not follow conventional ways. You need to go ahead. If you think of something totally unique and different, do it. Follow your intuition. Take an impractical path to a practical solution and maintain your perspective. And this will bring order to your life because it's not going to rule you. You're going to rule it and take a different approach to it. And I really feel it has to do with family and relationships more than it does, though there are a few of you that this will, actually there's a few of you that this is going to apply at work, like in a meeting. You're going to be presented with a problem and you're going to think of a kind of an impractical solution, but it's actually going to work. So go for it. Do it. Trust your instincts. You can do this, because the next week is the Seven of Scrolls. Now, if you look at the fawn here, he has got 1 scroll in his hand and 6 others at his feet. He's picked one and now he's decided on a door because there's 2 doors before him. So with this one again, it talks about taking risks and allowing your counterintuitive reasoning to hold sway. And there was a quote that just made me kind of think about you guys. It says, "Many courageous decisions are made just because they feel right. Believe in yourself." Take courage in what you are going to come against and accept the challenge. You will know what to do. You have the intuition, you have the abilities, and believe in yourself, because this is going to bring a bright future for you. And I do feel that for some of you guys, this is about work. But some of you too, has to deal with taking risks in a relationship and deciding whether or not to go forward. So take the risk, be yourself, and be courageous. For the 3rd week, I got the Divine Child, or the Hierophant. Now, this deck's a little different. The Hierophant usually talks about going outside of yourself to like a institution like of learning, the church, different stuff like that to better yourself. But this particular card goes more into introspection. Now, if you look at the imagery around the child, there's a lot of butterflies, toads, symbols of renewal, new painting, new stuff too. So take this time to really embrace yourself. Self-acceptance comes through self-discovery, and it's the way for you to get the spiritual growth that you need. So I don't believe that organizations for you this week especially, are the answer. I think it's about you. Also, I think there's some of you that have a self-help book sitting on the shelf, or one that you've been drawn to that you think you need to read. I would suggest that you do that, because there's something in it, your intuition's already pointed to it, that you need to learn that'll help you become a better person and help you get through the month ahead too. So if you got a self-help book and you've been drawn to it, read it. It's good for you. The fourth week, which is the time for Thanksgiving for my American friends, you got the Seven of Stones. Now, the Seven of Stones is kind of interesting. This woman sitting at the riverbank contemplating the things that have happened to her and just trying to decide what she's going to do. You can see she's very sad. It's almost like regret and sad for her. So this week is going to be you reflecting on the choices that you've made. And I believe a lot of you, it's going to be emotional, and it might even do with family. Maybe you've made some decisions in the past. Maybe you feel regret about things that you've done, but this is really about a time of healing for you. Even though you've done some things in the past that you regret, you need to forgive yourself and move on, because this is actually, even though she looks sad and regretful, it's about healing. It's about tossing your worries to the river and allowing that healing to come in and that forgiveness, so that you can turn around and forgive the others that have either hurt you, or forgive yourself for hurting them. So take that time this week, renew your connections, and be like the mind too. Let things roll off your back so you don't cause more conflict and strife and more regrets, because you don't want to do that. Then in the fifth week, you have the Four of Spirals. Now the Four Spirals, if you see, it's got kind of a cabin out in the woods, or a hut out in the woods. This is pretty much a time for peaceful solitude and introspection, a time for you to regather and recharge by changing your perspective on on just what's going on around you. So some of you have had kind of an emotional upheaval the week before, and this is a time for you to take the time for introspection. Take that time by yourself. Let yourself recharge. Take the broom that's sitting there by the door and sweep out all those old cobwebs and all those things that don't serve you anymore and that won't help you anymore. So keep that in mind, that when you're cleaning all this out, you need to relax and enjoy yourself and look at the things that you've done and enjoy the fruits of your labor. So just take that time to clean out your mind and relax and regenerate and recharge. For that's the first week, like I said, of December, the last week of November. So I pulled an oracle card for you guys. I got Heed the Messengers. And some of you would be thinking, what? What does that have to do with anything? But I think that Capricorns need that earthly connection. So take the time to go outside, walk around, and listen to nature around you. Because it's so easy to ignore the messengers and the signs they show you, especially when they tell you something you don't want to hear. But now is not the time to ignore that. You need to listen to what's going on. Don't let your fear of change or discomfort make them be quiet. You need to listen. It's time for you to stop procrastinating, to see and to hear the truth and do what's necessary. Heed the messengers and listen to your own intuition so that you can move forward this month. All in all, I think it's going to be a good month. Just to kind of recap, be the mime, be yourself, be unique, take chances and risks, kind of take that impractical approach to stuff, think outside the box. When you make up your mind, and just be courageous about the decision that you've made. Be like a child take that time for introspection and new beginnings inside your mind to get better. If you got a self-help book, like I said, that's been talking to you, go ahead and take the time to read it. Seven of Stones talks about regrets. It's time to forgive. It's time to let go and to continue on. And for the last one, which is your Four of Spirals, take this time to rest and recharge for the last week. Thank you for dropping by. If you like what you've heard, go ahead and hit the like button. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them. I will be checking it ever so often. And if this has helped you in any way, please let me know. And if you'd like to, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have subscribers and just kind of get an idea of the people that I'm working with. So in the meantime, walk in peace, walk in light and love, and may you get the healing that you need. See you then.